Hi friends, Zoe here. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be answering one of my most frequently asked questions, and that is, how do I read so many books? If you guys have been following along for a while, you know that in each of my monthly favorites, I always drop a couple books that I'm reading. And moving forward in 2018, one of my goal digger goals has been to read at least 2 books per month. So I've definitely been hitting the goals and I'm so excited about it. So here are 7 ways to read more books. Let's get started. Alright, so I first want to start off this video and say thank you so much to Blinkist for partnering with me once again to bring you guys an amazing discount and to also let you know what my #1 tip is to reading more books, and that is the Blinkist app. Down below, there'll be all the information you need to download the app, and this is where I always listen to books, but I also have the opportunity to read them as well. With the Blinkist app, you get all of the information from all different types of books all over the world. There's over 2,000 nonfiction books on Blinkist for you to choose from, and you can download them and you can have the choice of either reading through them or listening to them. One thing that I love about this app is that whichever mood I'm in, whether it be reading or listening, I can read or listen and then revisit the book afterwards and check out little blinks, they're called. The app allows you to read or listen to key insights from the best nonfiction books in 15 minutes or fewer. This makes it an extremely powerful self-improvement tool. After all, knowledge is key to self-improvement and personal growth. So I'm going to give you an example here. Last week, my amazing friend Christine recommended the book Who Moved My Cheese? So I directly went to Blinkist because I'm reading other books right now and I was like, oh, I wonder if she's just raving about this book. It'd be so awesome if I could understand the key concepts of it. So I grabbed my phone and I checked it out, and sure enough, Blinkist has Who Moved My Cheese? So, revealing business wisdom through modern parable, Who Moved My Cheese offers valuable lessons on how to best manage change in your life. Whether you're struggling amid a business downturn or trying to find a graceful way to handle a struggling relationship, this book gives you the tools to better understand human nature and see change as a positive force. So I've actually put this on my list to do today. So in 15 minutes, I can take a personal break from my working day, as I like to do sometimes, and just chill out, take a look out the window, play this book, or if I felt like sitting down and having some quiet time reading it, I can. All I have to do is swipe through. Like I said, the wonderful thing about this is that you have blinks. I can take each blink for what it is, or I could listen to a blink, do something else, listen again. Heck, you could read a whole book while you're doing something like dishes. So like I said, that Blinkist is down below, and this was my #1 tip for getting to read more books, is because you get quality, concise information in one. So my next tip is to watch less TV. How often do you feel like your brain has turned into mashed potatoes at the end of the day, and all you kind of want to do is like veg out on the couch, watch TV, flick on Netflix? I feel like there's a lot of you who can relate to something like that. If you can build a habit of saying no to Netflix, especially before bed, and powering your brain with powerful content, even if you feel like you're not absorbing all of it that you can when you're flipping through your book, or if you're listening to a book on Blinkist, at least you're feeding your brain with quality content before you're about to go into your dream state for the next 6-8 hours. So this is something that I believe is very powerful. As you guys know, in the past, I've definitely talked about law of attraction meditations before you go to sleep. What you're choosing to feed your brain before you go into sleep mode is so powerful. So just really think about that next time you feel like you want to fall asleep to Netflix. It's not good for your brain to be staring at those powerful blue lights. I mean, I know like I'm recommending an app here, but have it sitting beside you and like lay in a quiet state and just kind of try to quiet your mind. Whether or not you feel like you're obtaining all the information, it's still going to do the smarter thing for your brain rather than to turn on some type of movie. I've definitely gone into more detail why I don't watch TV in a Q&A, so I'll be sure to leave a card in for that and link it down below. My next tip for reading more books is to make a public commitment. I've made a public commitment to you guys that I have decided to challenge myself to read 2 or more books each month in my Goal Digger series. So that's one way that I've been held accountable for my own goals. I don't want to let myself down, and I don't want to let you guys down, because I always recommend books to you, mostly in the self-improvement sector, but I know that you really value that. And so as a person, I need to hold myself accountable. Whether or not this is simply tweeting out, hey, I'm going to take on the challenge of reading 2 or more books a month, or telling your colleagues at work, do something public to hold yourself a little bit more accountable if you feel like you might let yourself down. My next tip is to create a habit to read before bed. And this one kind of goes off what I said, whether it be with Blinkist, but I know that the power of having a physical book beside your bed can inspire you to read a lot more. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, but insight in mind. If you have a book that you're in the process of reading, or you're hoping to read, just sit it beside your bed and challenge yourself to take on at least 10 pages before you go to sleep. You'll be surprised at how much you can go through a book, or how much you might feel more drawn to it when it's sitting there where you know that you're going to read it, or you're going to make the healthy choice to read it before you go to sleep. Now, the next tip I have is to quit books you don't like. Just because a book is rated really well on Amazon, your friend recommended it, you feel like you should read it because everyone else has, if you don't like the book, don't force yourself to read it, because you're just going to create a negative attitude around reading. If it's not a book that you're enjoying in the first, 10 pages, first chapter or 2, put it away and choose a new book. You want to feel inspired and excited to read, find out what happens next, or to better yourself as a human. Not every book is going to be right for everyone, so as long as you're giving it a chance, that's all that matters. Put it away and find something more inspiring. My next tip is to join a book club, or create a book club with your friends. This is really fun, and I'm really hoping to do this really soon with a couple of my friends, but it's to read the same book as each other, hold each other accountable that way, but then also be able to have discussions about it. So this is really wonderful, and I know I definitely did this throughout school, and I really enjoyed hearing everyone's insights and what they thought about the chapter that we were reading through. It's really nice when you get to converse about a book, because you can open up ideas that you didn't have yourself, or there could have been details in the book that you missed, and hearing them inspires you to a whole other level. So I encourage you, if you have a friend in your life, a few friends, family members who are interested in the same type of genre as you, why not create a book club, or hold each other accountable to reading the same book and creating deadlines for each other and meeting at coffee shops. It could be a really fun way to be social, but also better yourself as a human, and of course, read more books. And my last tip is to listen to books while you're doing day-to-day tasks. So Blinkist, I said, can be 15 minutes when you're doing the dishes, but one habit that I've really ingrained in myself is that while I'm getting ready in the morning, whether this is doing my makeup, my hair, putting around the kitchen, I always use this time to listen to an audiobook, because this is time when I'm setting the tone for the rest of my day, and I always like to start my days with self-improvement. Sometimes it's listening to a podcast, or sometimes it's listening to an informational YouTube video, but I always make sure that I'm listening to something self-improvement based while I'm getting ready. Because if you can program yourself to be positive and inspired first thing in the morning, I promise you it's going to last so much throughout your day. With something like Blinkist, when you can read a book in a short period of time, let's say 15 minutes, and you know, I'm going through changes right now at work, I'm feeling a little bit stressed, what was that book that really talked about how to ground yourself in change, or really inspired me to feel confident about changes? And then say it's Who Moved My Cheese. You can put it on 15 minutes later, you're probably gonna feel a lot better. I know myself, I really love listening to Law of Attraction content in the morning, because I feel like that really inspires me. I'll leave all of my favorite Law of Attraction books down below. I also have a playlist all about that, but that's something that I find really ignites my morning and really inspires me to attract abundance into my life. Anyways, I hope you guys really like this. I do have a book recommendations playlist too, which I'll link below. You guys know I'm all about books, definitely a book nerd, but I really feel like books have completely changed my life, especially reading so many of them, and I always find them inspiring. Please let me know what you're reading down below, and if you have downloaded Blinkist, I've heard back from a few of you who have, and I know you're absolutely loving it, so I really, really value your feedback. I can't wait to hear about what you're reading. Inspire me. Give me some of your recommendations. I would love to know. Also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe below, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!